The moment I walked into my bedroom and saw my sister under the sheets with my boyfriend, my whole body froze. It was like my heart stopped beating for a second. Her hair was messy, his shirt was on the floor, and their guilty eyes locked on me like I had ruined their secret. I remember gripping the doorframe just to keep myself from collapsing. My hands were shaking, but my voice, when I finally found it, was cold. Are you serious? Both of you. That was the night everything in my life changed forever. I'm Lily, I'm 27 years old, and growing up, my sister, Sophie, was the golden child. She was the prettier one, the popular one, the one our parents bragged about. I was the responsible one, the one who picked up the pieces she left behind. But I never thought she would cross this line. I had been dating Ryan for almost 3 years. He wasn't perfect, but he was kind, or so I thought. We were even talking about moving in together. And then I caught them, my sister and my boyfriend, in my own bed. It was betrayal stacked on betrayal. I couldn't even tell which one cut deeper, losing him or realizing she could do that to me. The house felt poisoned after that. I moved out the next day and blocked them both. But blocking someone doesn't stop the memories or the anger that eats at you when the lights are out. Weeks went by, and just when I thought I could start healing, I heard through a mutual friend that Sophie and Ryan were dating. They weren't even ashamed. They were posting photos together online, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Him kissing her cheek, her wearing the necklace he once gave me. Can you imagine seeing that? The rage burned so deep I wanted to scream. But instead of screaming, I swallowed it down. I told myself, fine. If that's how they want to play, I'll watch. I'll wait. Because karma doesn't miss. Around that same time, I reconnected with someone I hadn't thought about in years, my sister's ex, Jason. He reached out to me first. Just a simple message. Hey, I heard what Sophie did to you. Are you okay? Jason was nothing like Ryan. He was calm, grounded, thoughtful. He used to be head over heels for Sophie, but she dumped him because, in her words, he wasn't exciting enough. We started talking more, and every conversation felt easy. Safe. I could breathe around him in a way I hadn't been able to with Ryan. One night, over coffee, Jason said, "You don't deserve what they did. Neither of us did." His eyes lingered on mine a little too long, and for the first time in months, I felt seen. I didn't plan to fall for him. Honestly, it scared me at first. Because how would that look? Me dating my sister's ex after what she did to me? But the more I thought about it, the less I cared. Sophie had taken what was mine. Maybe it was only fair that I took what she threw away. By the way, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. Jason and I started seeing each other in secret. At first, it was just dinners, long walks, late-night talks. But slowly, it turned into something more. Something real. And it didn't take long for people to notice. Sophie definitely noticed. She showed up at my place one afternoon, uninvited, with that fake sweet smile she always used when she wanted to cut me down. "So, I hear you and Jason have been spending time together," she said, tilting her head. "Don't you think that's a little desperate?" Her words stung, but I refused to give her the satisfaction of seeing me flinch. I just smiled back and said, "Better desperate than pathetic." The way her face twisted, I knew I had hit a nerve. But that was only the beginning. Because soon, what started as quiet revenge turned into something much bigger. Something Sophie never saw coming. And the real twist? It was about to change all of our lives forever. Sophie didn't take it well. She acted like Jason was still hers, like he was some toy she had tossed aside but didn't want anyone else playing with. She called me nonstop, left nasty voicemails, even showed up at our parents' house crying about how I had betrayed her. Can you believe that? Because I almost couldn't. The hypocrisy was almost funny. She stole my boyfriend, and yet she wanted to paint me as the villain for falling for someone she didn't even care about anymore. Jason, though, he was my calm in all of it. He kept telling me, "Don't let her drag you into her drama. We know what we have is real." And I wanted to believe him. But Sophie didn't stop. The more serious Jason and I became, the more she spiraled. When Jason proposed, yes, proposed, she completely lost it. She called me screaming, "You can't marry him. He was mine first, and I'll admit, for a second, I almost felt guilty. Almost. But then I remembered the night I walked in on her with Ryan, the smug look she wore like she'd won something. And all the guilt disappeared. Our wedding wasn't huge, but it was beautiful. Jason looked at me like I was the only person in the world. My parents were supportive, though I could tell they were nervous about Sophie showing up. She didn't. At least, not during the ceremony. But later that night, after the reception, she showed up outside the venue drunk, screaming my name. Jason held my hand and whispered, "Ignore her. Tonight is ours." And he was right. Still, the drama didn't end there. Sophie and Ryan's little romance crumbled not long after. Shocking, right? He cheated on her just like he had cheated on me. She came crawling back to me months later, sobbing about how men can't be trusted. I wanted to laugh in her face. Instead, I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Some men can't be trusted, but some men, like Jason, are worth everything." That was the moment I knew I'd won. She wanted to destroy me, but I ended up with the one thing she could never take back: happiness. Jason and I built a life together. A real one. He reminded me every day what love was supposed to feel like: steady, safe, passionate, and true. Meanwhile, Sophie was left chasing the next guy, desperate for attention she never seemed to hold on to. Looking back, part of me wonders if fate had a hand in all of it. If I hadn't caught Sophie and Ryan that night, I never would have ended up with Jason. I never would have known what it felt like to be chosen, not just tolerated. To be loved, not used. It still stings what she did. She's my sister. A part of me will always carry that scar. But at the same time, it pushed me into the arms of someone who actually deserved me. And in a twisted way, maybe that was the universe's way of setting me free. So here I am, married to the man she didn't think was good enough. Living a life she can only watch from the sidelines. And every time Jason kisses me goodnight, I think, "Thank you, Sophie." Because if it weren't for her betrayal, I never would have found my happy ending. Life has a way of turning heartbreak into something unexpected. If you're going through betrayal or loss, please remember, pain doesn't last forever. Sometimes it clears the path for the love, peace, or happiness you are always meant to have. What would you do if this were you? Would you forgive your sister, or would you do exactly what I did? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And if you want to hear more stories like mine, make sure you subscribe and stick around. There's so much more I need to share. Thank you for watching.